class here. So now here, right, Tableau. First and foremost, the very important point in Tableau is as soon as you download Tableau from Tableau website, as soon as you download and install Tableau, right? So as soon as you download and install Tableau in your machine, a folder called as My Tableau repository. As soon as you download and install Tableau in in your system, a folder called as My Tableau repository will be installed in your system. My Tableau repository. Why this guy is starting only is talking about the folder? Why is not talking about software? Why? Because this folder will contain all the resources what you need for the development of a dashboard in your day-to-day life. Many people, including the student whom I talked with now, even she don't know that Tableau repository is there. So when you start working, you will get problems, right? So be aware of this. This folder by default will get installed in libraries in documents. While installing, Tableau will not throw any notification that Tableau repository is getting saved here. So you need to observe this. You need to remember this in real time. I'm talking about real time only. Whatever you speak about throughout the training, it's about real time, right? I'm not speaking anything time. So in real time also it happens in libraries in documents only. Okay. So that's where this folder will get downloaded and installed. And why you need this folder is because all the resources in the sense whether you want to connect to data sources, you want to understand the performance by going through log files, you want to use for formatting purposes various shapes, style sheets, right, map sources, whatever it is, right? So all those things will be saved by default in my Tableau repository only. So be aware of it. So it is in libraries in documents so only. Okay, so it will be there in my Tableau repository. Good, clear. So it is there in my Tableau repository. So remember that. Now since, right, so it is there in my Tableau repository here, right? So it is there in my Tableau repository. So remember that. Now this folder by default will get installed in libraries in documents by default. Okay, you will not do anything. Tableau will automatically recognize that folder. So whenever you want to connect to any source or anything, Tableau will automatically do it. Later on, I want to change that location. No problem. You can just copy paste that folder in a different location. You can do that, no problem. Tableau will automatically recognize it. Okay, so that's not a problem. So that folder is important. Many people, it's a folder, right? They will forget definitely, but you don't forget, because later on, again after 5 days, 10 days, you will come back and ask me, right? I want to practice Tableau now. So where is that file which you are using? Where is the data source which you are using? Where is the dashboard getting saved if I am saving it? Everything is here only. Okay. Now after 10 days, 15 days, I will teach architecture. In the architecture, you will ask, where is this repository? You told repository, you are telling that this is repository. Where is that repository located? So you see this. Okay. For all those questions, this is the answer. Anyway, whenever you install Tableau, right, in your all programs, as you are seeing here, an icon like this will be there. Okay. An icon like this will be there. So an icon like this will get installed. Since I have been working, right, so I've been teaching and working from long time. I've been installing various versions as you see here from long time. So I just uninstalled the 8 version, but 9 still there. So 10.3 is also there. So latest version details will be, you can see here, it will be displayed here. Okay. So 10.5.2 is the latest. It is just 2 weeks or 3 weeks old. That's all. Now, so whenever you install Tableau, an icon like that will be there in your all programs. If you click on it, it will open like this. Okay. So for first time, whenever you open Tableau, you will see a window like this. Okay. On your right side, so on your right side, you are seeing various hyperlinks. Okay, on your right side, you are seeing various hyperlinks here. Okay, so you are seeing various hyperlinks here. You are seeing various hyperlinks here. These are links to various resources, right? These are links to various resources which Tableau will provide in their website. Okay, so that means if you click on this, it will go to a video in Tableau website. If you click on this, it will go to some sample dashboard which Tableau is providing to you. So such kind of things, white papers, materials, right? Various things will be there. Of course, I mean videos, you know, right? It will be at a very, very high level. Anyway, so resources are here. So these are various Tableau, right? As I told you, white papers, all those things, and latest version of Tableau. And so this is, if you are connected to internet, this tab will display, otherwise it will not display. Okay, nothing much important there. Now here you are seeing some sample dashboards, workbooks. So you are seeing some sample dashboards or workbooks here. Now so you are seeing some sample dashboards or workbooks. Okay, you are seeing some sample dashboards or workbooks here. Now, right, what is the importance of them? They are provided by Tableau. They are not developed by me. They are provided by Tableau. Why should you know it? You should know it because in case in future, if you are going for Tableau certification, so many people see that Tableau first level of certification is somewhat easy. Somewhat easy doesn't mean that you just can't go there and write it. You have to practice, definitely. So they are going to test your knowledge on some important concepts in Tableau, which we'll be seeing throughout the training. So you need some practice. So definitely, because it is a time constrained exam. So then you will face a problem. So that's the reason. Anyway, so these dashboards, Tableau is going to give you same resources or same sources, same data sources what Tableau is providing here. So I suggest you practice on these dashboards properly, very properly, because you are going to see the same field names, same data, same everything in your certification exam also. So that's why it is somewhat easy, because you know the fields, right? Which is a dimension, which is a measure, what to pull, what not to pull, how to expect, so all those things. So that's why if you practice on these things, your certification exam will be somewhat easier. Okay, be aware of it. So now here it is, and they have good amount of data. Okay, it's not like those exterior softwares where right they'll give some dummy data. You can't do most of the scenarios on such kind of things. Those days are gone, right? So right, it is proper. These are proper data sources. You can relate them to your real time any kind of data source, right? So you can practice on them properly. And these are the dashboards which I'm providing job support to students. So these are their dashboards, not my dashboards. I don't think whether they will open now or not. If the connection is there, so if they are given the permission to access, right, obviously for temporary, but I don't know whether it is there or not now. So whatever you are working on currently, those dashboards will get displayed here. Okay. And the most important thing here, so you are connecting to server here. So server in the sense database server, and the list you can see here. So from version to version, Tableau has been growing like anything. So you can see here in the initial days in the sense I am talking about somewhere around 2011, 12, right? Those days, it was the list was only up to here, only up to here, right? Teradata, my right, MySQL, right? SQL Server, Oracle. These are regular routine databases, correct? So Tableau can connect, or of course any right reporting tool or any BI tool can connect to those databases just like that. There is no problem. All you need is just a server name, right? So if I click on right MySQL or anything, so you just right. So if it opens, right, you will display a server name there. So that server name you just get here and copy paste here. You are connected to that server name. That's all. Very simple. And most of the companies will use Windows authentication most probably, or your user ID password. That's all it is. So connecting to data source is easy. I've seen many people creating it a subject itself in a topic itself, such kind of things. No, it's not. It's very, very easy. So all you need to do is just, I mean, right, take that server name here. So MySQL 57 or root or something, right, and connect there. That's all, right. Very simple, right. In real time also, it is that simple. I've seen people getting worried unnecessarily. No, nothing. It's that simple. All you just click on there, right? But here I am showing you the server name. In real time, your company will provide you the server name. Okay, company will provide you the server name. You cannot do anything about it. Don't think too much about these things. Okay, so there, that server name is specific to that company, and you need to get access all those things. So those things will be taken care by your company. Okay, so you are not the first employee in the company, remember that. So right, that's how it is. Okay, so all you need is just server name. That thing will be provided by your company. Now, connecting to those regular RDBMS is very easy, but you can even connect to variety of data sources. You see here, Dropbox is there, right? You know, right, what is Dropbox? You can save some files, folders, videos, all those things. Even I shared some videos through Dropbox also. So right, it is that one, but you can still connect to that. And you can see here, Google Sheets is there, right? You'll keep all those details in Excel sheets, and you will save it in Google Sheets, Excel sheet. I don't know whether you did it or not. I did it, right? So generally, to save my right personal right portfolio, right? So asset management, portfolio, such kind of things we'll do here. It's very posh words, right? Portfolio, asset management. In layman words, it is share market detail. That's all it is, right? So when I was interested, so I used to do it, but now I'm stopped it. So that's how it is, right? So you can share it. So there is just Excel sheet. That's all. Okay. Now, so you can even connect to those Excel sheets which are there in right cloud database or anything. Not only that, so it can connect to Twitter, Facebook, such kind of things also. You know, Facebook in news, so that's how it is. That means you can get your personal details also, no problem there. So that also can be done. So remember that. So all these variety of data sources Tableau can connect to. That's really cool. So I have not seen any data, any right BI tool, especially visualization software, which can connect to these much variety of data sources. With the 9 version, the list was up to here. With 8 version, it was up to here. Right? With the 7 version somewhere here, but 8 it came up to here, and 9 it came up to here, and with 10 version it is here. Okay, so that's how the list is growing. So anyway, that's secondary. So right now, so Tableau can connect to any variety of data sources like that. Okay, it can do that. That is fine. But why here? If you see here, you have Tableau server. Then why Tableau server is listed here? Right? Why Tableau server is listed here, right? So why Tableau server is listed as a right as part of databases here. I'll tell you what is Tableau server. First of all, is Tableau server is nothing but it is a web page interface. So you are seeing here, so it is just like a web page interface. It doesn't look like this, but something like this. So let me tell you guys, nowadays everything is a web page interface. There is no special in it. Right, you are opening a Google Sheets, it's a web page interface only. You are opening Google Analytics, so anything you open, it's a web page only, right? Even right, Gmail or Google Drive, anything is a web page only. So every company is doing that. There is nothing special about it. So you need to have a web page interface, because so that you can access that right database or right folders, whatever it is, from anywhere, right? So that's how it is. So that's a pretty obvious thing. So don't get think that it is something complex. No, 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 it's not that. Everything is a web page. So in that web page, so Tableau server is also a web page. Why? Okay, so here, so Tableau server, since it is a web page, so all the dashboards and whatever data sources, all those things will publish there. Okay, so we'll publish there on the Tableau source. Okay, so Tableau server. And so here, this is how it is. So Tableau server will contain all the dashboards, all the resources, so whatever you want. So it will have all that. Now, as I write, so here we have something called as extract. We'll see in maybe another half an hour or so, right? So it is a 1.5 hour, 2 hours concept. Next 1-2 days, we'll be seeing that. Extract means you will pull the data, you will keep the data in Tableau only. Whenever you keep the data in Tableau, what does that mean is you are saving it in the server. At that point of time, that means whenever you connect to that saved source, Tableau will act as a database, right? So Tableau will act as a database. Since Tableau will act as a database, right? Since Tableau will act as a database, so Tableau server at that point of time, right? So it will act as a database. That is the reason Tableau server is listed here as part of databases. That means Tableau, apart from hosting its dashboards, it is hosting the data also. That's why it can act as a database also. Though it is not a full-fledged database, it can act as a database. I'll show you that literally. Don't worry. Okay, it's too much early, I know that. So slowly things will happen. Now, not just database connections, all those things here. You can even connect to files also. So you can see here. So files also you can connect to. Until 9 version, so there was no JSON file, there was no PDF file, there was no special file. JSON, right, PDF and special were added with 10 version. See, throughout the training, I'll be talking about these differences. It might look like that I'm going in a flow. I'm telling you differences. What I suggest you is, as a good practice, after the class, go through the video. So generally what people do is they always start with first video and they always end with second video. That's all. They can't go further. So don't try to spend too much time now, but after 2 days or 3 days, right? So you start with that. That means after 4 or 5 videos are there. That's when actually you need to go through the videos. That's when I'll start giving assignments. So that's the point. So be aware of it. So go through the video, write those differences. Okay, they might ask you differences in interview. They might or they might not. But at the end of the training, I'll collate everything. No problem. Okay, if you can't prepare anything, so I'll prepare for you. No problem. One sec. Okay. Now, so it can even connect to JSON PDF. See, reading a PDF was not that easy, right? But now we can do it by using Tableau. So that can also be done. Spatial means it is geographical data. Geographical data. That is latitude, longitude information. So latitude, longitude information. So will be there in here. Okay. So that's why spatial file. And of course, statistical file means the output of SAS or such files, right? Such softwares is called a statistical file. Those files also you can connect to. No problem. Now here. So now I'll do something. Just observe. Okay. And so I'm clicking here. Okay. I'm double clicking here or I'm clicking open. Okay. I'm just clicking on open only. Okay. Observe this. I clicked on open. Done. Okay. So I clicked on open here. Okay. I clicked on open here. Now here you are seeing 3 tables here. So in that Excel sheet, there are 3 sheets there. So 3 sheets are identified as 3 tables here. Now here you can see drag sheets is there. So you can drag one of them or you can double click also. So in Tableau, double click or drag mostly same. Okay. So that's how it is. Now here what is happening? So you dragged and dropped it or you double clicked on it. You are seeing a sample data here. So you are seeing a data from that sheet. So this is the data from that sheet. What is there here? Here if you see, it is showing only 1000 rows. By default it will show 1000 rows only. You are just seeing, only for seeing it is 1000 rows. You are not doing anything else here. So remember that. For only for seeing it is 1000 rows. Okay. So in the original database there might be some million rows. When you start working on this data, you will see all 1 million rows when you go to sheet. But here for sample, this is just a preview. So you see here the option is preview data source. So it is just a preview. Okay, just to see how the data is. That's all. Okay. Now here this is preview. That means sample data. Next is metadata. Metadata. Metadata means it will tell you which field is from which table. So here if you see, right, it is showing which field is from which table. Correct? So which field from which table. That's all it is. Nothing else. Right? There is no other information. How this will help you? It will not help you in any way. That's a dumb, right? So option. So it is not at all, right, needed, because that option I have been seeing it from 2 versions almost, so last 3 years or so, but there is no use of it. I thought they might add no more features, but they never did that. Okay, so if you want to know which field is from which table, you can see it here itself, right? So here only field name is there, here only table name is there. Next is this one, right, metadata, and we'll see different options here. Sort fields is there here. Okay, sort fields is there here. Sort fields in the sense here fields are displayed, right? So how those fields are displayed, that is sorting. Field names, field names, remember that it is a field names. Okay, not the, right, not the data. So it is based on field name. So you go here, so that is data source order. A to Z ascending is there. Okay, so again you see here, so you have alphabetical order, or you see here, right, Z to A, right? However you want, you can order the field names. It is only field names, see that. Okay, it doesn't help you in any way. Totally waste, totally waste, not needed. Okay, right? So remember that. Okay, because in Tableau you can drag and drop the fields however you want. You can drag and drop the fields however you want. So when we start working, you will get to know this is totally irrelevant. So now, so see, there are many things like that which are not needed, so, or which are totally useless in our real time, but still you will be seeing that in calculations also. Everywhere, of course, in every topic you will be seeing that, but that doesn't mean that all these things you are going to use in real time. Mostly no. So I'll be teaching you everything, right? You have to filter out all these things, because if you are seeing sort fields here, if I don't tell you that it is based on field names, in fact if it is by data or anything, right, again, right, later on you will think that this guy writes such kind of things. That's why. So I'll be teaching you everything, and at the same time I'll be telling you how important it is. And you can see here field names are there, so we'll see different field options here. Rename is renaming the field, right? So I'll rename, so I can rename this, simple, right? So we just click on it. So you don't even click on rename, so you just double click on it also, you can rename it. So that's all it is. These are simple things, right? Copy values, copy values, copy paste the values, that's all, as simple as it. Now one very good thing about Tableau is you can copy paste the values, no problem, but not just in Tableau. You can copy here and you can paste it outside of Tableau. You can paste it outside of Tableau. Okay, remember that. So you can paste it outside of Tableau. So that is one very good thing about Tableau. Hide is hiding it. So you just click on it, it will get hidden. That's all gone. That field is gone. Okay, I want it back, right? You can see here, show hidden fields is there. It will show like this. So unhide it, right? That's all it is. Next, aliases. Aliases is about data. Remember this. Rename is renaming the field name, but aliases is about data. So it is renaming the data. So here you are seeing the data, right? So renaming the data. Okay. So this is about data. Okay. So that's how it is. Good. So clear. So that's how it is. Got it. So here what is happening? You see that renaming the data, I'm changing the data itself. I'm changing the data itself. And when I'm doing it, it is changing here. It is not doing here. Okay. It is changing here. It is not doing here, as you see, right? So what is happening here? In any BI tool, BI tools are meant for reading purpose. They are not, they cannot write to the original data source, right? Tools like Informatica and such kind of things, they write to the source. They are ETL tools. Whereas BI tools, that means, right, reporting tools or visualization software, that is, tools like Tableau, Power BI, Business Objects, Cognos, right, all these things, they are reading only tools. They cannot write. Okay. So it will not affect the original data source in any way. This is original, and this is what I am doing now. Okay. So it will not affect the original data source in any way. Okay, so it will not affect the original data source in any way. So that is how it is. So remember that. Okay, so that's how it is. So it will not affect the original data source in any way. So remember that. Okay, so original will be original only, and you can rename this. Now you are changing the data. Why should you change the data first of all? Right? Because when there are any spelling mistakes, or when you need to rename, that is for the sake of giving other names or nicknames, right? That's when you go for it. What is the importance of it in Tableau? When we see maps, right? Remember when we see charts, maybe after 3-4 classes. So when we see maps or charts, you will get to know why we need this feature. Okay, I'll show it practically. Now, so create calculate field and create group. They are very big topics. It's not just 1 or 2 topics. So 1 or 2 days. So it is almost 6 or 7 hours of classes for calculations and groups. So when we see those topics, we will see that. Next is split. Split. Split, let me tell you, right? Even in Python also, Python people are saying it is easy, that this data science, all that. It's not that easy, right? No software is really cool. This is the first feature which I tell you. You go and verify anywhere. Right? Even I have worked on other visualization softwares also. So this feature is first, right? Fantastic feature in Tableau. Of course, we will see many things like this. Split is there. What is split? Split is dividing into pieces. As simple as it is. Dividing into pieces. So I'll divide this field into pieces. How? How you will divide it? Based on some special character. Right? Based on some special character. What are special characters? What are all there on your keyboard? That is underscore, hyphen, right? Space, quotes, all these things. Right? And backslashes. So as you see here, in every field you see that, right? So those things are all special characters. So based on that, you will divide it. Okay, that's a split. Just like that, you are dividing the field into 3 pieces. See that? How cool it is. You can rename it, no problem. So field names you can rename, right? So that you can do. See, if you want to see this is one calculation, you see that calculation, right? So that's a calculation now. So we just did that by just drag and dropping, no coding, nothing. You take any database, any SQL, anything. What you have to do? First of all, you have to find the position of the character. Right, you have to find the position of that hyphen or anything. Then based on that you will do a substring function. You will use a substring function, and if you it is right oracle or anything, you will see in need to position such kind of things. So first hyphen you have to identify. So from before that hyphen you have to count the number of characters, then do a apply a substring function, all that. That was very very difficult. You have to write at least 4 to 5 lines of code. People are calling Python very easy, right? Even in Python also you can't do it just that easy. It's not possible, right? So that's how it is, right? So in Tableau, so you can do more surprises will be there like this. So you're just dividing that, right, one field into 3 pieces, just like that, clicking on it, right? That's a split for you. So you're dividing it now, right? More to it. I divided into 3 pieces, right? By default it got divided into 3 pieces. I am not happy. I am not happy with this split. I want to do it something more, right? I want to divide it into 10 pieces, 15 pieces. No problem. We have something called as custom split also. So you can specify the special character here, whatever you want, and you can divide it into any fields, any number of fields you want, right? 25 fields, 30 fields, however you want, right? So that you can do. Okay, so that can also be done. Good. So that can also be done. Next, right? That is split. Remember guys, damn easy, damn cool. So because people, you might have observed customer name divided into first name, last name. So how you will do it without writing any code? You can do this. Tell me.
Karthik, I have a doubt.
uh,
ఇప్పుడు
hmm.
in the data available CA-2013-15216, so because the special character hyphen is there, it is by default
Dividing.
divided into
Hmm.
splits. Then in custom split, how do you insert the special character? Like అది ఇప్పుడు ఆ special character C కి A కి మధ్యలో పెట్టాలి అంటే how do we do it?
No, you don't insert a special character. We are reading the data here. Based on special character, you are dividing it. You can't
Okay,
copy paste. It's not about inserting between C and A. You are not doing it. That is a totally different thing concept. Okay. What we are trying to do is, you are seeing that there is a special character here. That means, for example, customer name is there. Okay. Claire Gutte. Okay, we'll take different name here. That name is not good. So Brosina Hoffman is there. I want the first name and last name separately. Okay. Without writing string functions, otherwise we have to write string functions and we have to find the position of that space there. Based on that space, I have to divide this into first name and last name, right?
yeah.
Without doing that calculations, I can directly split it based on space character. Okay, whether it is split or custom split, both are same, but custom split will help you to divide based on any other special character. Okay. So you have to specify it. It is not inserting. You cannot divide C and A. You cannot divide bro, Sina. Okay, you can divide it, no problem, but not using split or custom split. Because between bro and Sina, there is no space. There is no special character. Okay, it is alphabet. Okay. So without the special character, you cannot divide it. Not using split. We will see that in string functions, not now. Okay. Understood?
Um,
Yeah. Tell me.
like the split is functioning based on the special character. Here,
Character.
because two special characters, it is divided into 3 splits.
That's all.
For the same thing, when you do custom split, how does that work?
So
Because
here you can
already by
insert
default,
it. No, see, use the separator. Separator, without separator, you cannot do it. So this only you have to do it. So you will insert hyphen like that, and you will say, I want only one field, one division. Okay. So you click OK. So it divided into only one piece. First piece only you got.
okay, okay,
I guess
now I
that's the
understand.
situation.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I don't
Yeah.
want this. I want it into two pieces, three pieces like that. Yeah. So based on that, it will divide. Got it?
Okay, yeah, yeah, now I got it.
Okay. So you see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there is nothing.
Oh, okay, understood.
So that's how it is. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Good then. So now, so that is right aliases. Okay. Next. Sorry, split. Sorry. So next is pivot. Pivot is converting columns to rows and rows to columns. And converting columns to rows and rows to columns, generally in Excel, we have pivot. That's where this topic starts, right? In Excel, we have pivot. But here the pivot is totally different. In Excel, when you do pivot, you are aggregating based on those pivoted fields. But here in Tableau, it is not that way. It is just converting columns to rows and rows to columns. That's all it is, nothing else. Okay. It is disabled. Why? Because only if you select multiple fields, then only your pivot will get activated. Okay. So now it is activated, but I am not clicking on it. Remember why? You also don't click on it. All these things are unnecessary. Why? Because here I have 1000 rows sample data, and in real time I have 10,000 rows. So 10,000 rows are there, and there are almost how many fields are there? 1, 2, right? So if you go here, almost 20, 25 fields are there, right? If I convert this all these 25 fields into rows for 10,000 rows, just imagine how much data it will be. It will be huge. My system will get stuck totally. So don't do that. Okay, but I want to see it, how pivot works, right? Obviously. So I'll remove this. I'll go for a more simpler data. Okay, something like people. Now I have two fields here. So I'll select them, right? Go here, click here and say pivot. Good. So click on pivot. So that is how it is. Good. Just convert that into pivot. So here you can see, right? So person, region, right? So, and of course field values, all those things. Good, clear. So that's how it is. So field names are here, and so you see that what happened exactly. Person, region, or field names, right? So I selected both the fields. At least you should select two fields, and then only pivot will get activated. And if you click on that, that person, region came here. That's all it is. Okay, so that's how it is. So, and that's all it is. It will not help you in any way. Okay, so these things are simple things, and at the same time totally useless things also. Now, next here, right? So here, if you see one more option is there. What is that? Describe is there. Describe, we'll see it maybe after a couple of minutes, not now. Okay, remember that. Now here, you have one more option called as new union. What is union? This union is same as union in SQL. Okay, this union is same as union in SQL. What is union in SQL? It is horizontal concatenation of the data. Okay, it is horizontal concatenation of the data. Okay, horizontal concatenation of the data from two SQL outputs or from two tables, anything like that. Okay, so remember that. Now that is union. So you can do union in Tableau also, but there are some rules for it. What are the rules to do union? The number of fields should be same and the data type of the fields should be same. Let me tell you guys, it is a very generic concept, right? Even in Excel also, right? So let's say you have Excel like this. Okay, so even in Excel also, the data type should match and the field name should match, right? That's a generic concept actually. So now suddenly I'm saying in union means it doesn't mean that it suddenly. See, for example, I'm calling this as a location field. I'm entering, right, Germany, right, something like this, right? I'm entering, right, United States, right? I'm entering India. What is this? This is a string text value, correct? Suddenly I go here and I said 10,000 sales dollars. Is that good? No, it's not, because this is a text field. Obviously, it will be text only. You cannot enter a number and suddenly say all these numbers should be called as, sorry, all these names should be called as number, right? That's a union, right? You have to keep some string only here. So maybe you can keep your names here, no problem, something like this, right? That holds good, right? But you cannot give a number here and expect it to be a right number only. It will be a string. Even if you enter a number, it will be a string. So that's how it is. So be aware of that. That's a union, very simple thing actually. That's a generic concept. Okay, so same format only will work out. Different format, obviously it will not work out, correct? So that's how it is. So same thing with union also. Okay, so that's how it is. Now let's see what we'll do here. First one is orders. So you are seeing these many tables, these many fields here. How many fields? As I told you, these many fields are there. Okay, 25 fields are there. Next table I have is people. So let's see here. People, you are seeing two fields here. One is person and other one is region. Two fields you are seeing, and both are strings only. Okay. Next here, right? So you are seeing two fields here, and again you are seeing strings only here, right? So you are seeing two fields, and again you are seeing strings only. Okay, two fields only you are seeing, two strings only you are seeing, correct? Now here, now I'll do a union. You remember, right? You remember, right, how many fields are there in each thing? Now I'm doing a union. First I'll do union on orders and people. Will it work? Will it work?
It won't work.
It won't work. It should not work. Why? The number of fields are different. The data type also will not match. Data type matches or not, that's secondary. First of all, number of fields itself are not same. So it will not work, right? It will throw error. So you see here error, right? So it is throwing a error. So that is how it is. So union is not working, right? So remove that. Now again I'll do it. Obviously this time with the right way. So this time I'll drag and drop people and returns. Will it work? It will
It
work
will work.
because both have same number of fields and same data type also, right? So now there is no error, right? The output of union is here, correct? So that's how it is. Or if you want to see only union, you remove this. Oh, wait. I'll show union only between these two tables, right? So that's how it is. Good. So you can see that clearly. So here two fields are there. Since they are not same fields, it is showing the data here, right? So that's how it is. So this is union. Now here, so that's how it is. Now here, right? This is union. Now there is something else here. What is that? That is a wild card. So I'll remove this. So wild card is there. What is wild card? Wild card is added with the 10 version. Before 10 version, it was not there. Now, so wildcard is here. What is wildcard? Wildcard is searching for some patterns, right? Generally, so based on some asterisk or some such kind of things, right? So we'll search for patterns. Generally, we do apply that for strings, right? But here it is there for file names. File names. Not now, but some years, few years back. So people generally before SharePoint and everything was formally introduced into IT. So what people used to do, they used to save their files in a common folder, shared drive, right? People used to keep their files in a shared drive so that everybody else, the person might be sitting in US, the person might be sitting in India, so they can access the files from that shared drive, network drive, right? So that's how it is. So, for example, let's say your client is keeping all these right latest data in a folder, shared folder, and he is giving different names daily. How he is giving customer details, right? Underscore the date. Every day the date will be different, right? You don't want to do it manually, right? Every day the file name, the date is changing. So daily you have to go there and you have to give customer details, right? All these things, underscore date, right? Date will be changing. So this is manually, which is a big headache. Instead of all that, what you can do is you can just give like this. Let him change the date. Let him pull all the latest details. Daily, what it will go, it will automatically look for that folder, right? In that folder, it will look for that file name by default, and it will concatenate with the existing Excel sheet and show you the data. Very useful feature, but unfortunately too late, right? It is introduced with the 10 version just this year, not even right 1 year back something. That's all it is. So not really useful now. But if it has been some 10 years before, it would have been a very useful feature. Okay, so that's how it is. Now that is wildcard. So that is concatenation of Excel files or any files by using file names from folders. Now, so that is wildcard. Now I'll do something. Just observe. Okay. Here you are seeing an icon. Okay, you are seeing an icon here. This icon was not there before 9 version. This icon was not there before 9 version. This is a very useful icon. It will help you to toggle between different windows. Okay. So before 9 version, in 8 version especially, whenever we wanted to create or we wanted to connect to new data source or anything, what we used to do, we used to open Tableau again. So you see here, I have another Tableau here, right? So I used to open Tableau again and connect to data source, new data source again. That was a big headache in those days, right? So now, not at all a problem. You just go use that icon. It will help you toggle between different windows. Very useful option. Now, so again, I'm connecting. Just observe what I'm doing here. I'm selecting this. Okay. Here, open is there, right? Open with legacy connection. Okay. Open with legacy connection. Okay. I can go there. I can click on it, and I'm doing it. I did that. I did that. Now, what is the biggest difference you are seeing between the previous window and this window?
Earlier it was new union, now it is new custom SQL.
Right? So that's the difference. Correct? So earlier in the same, right, in the same window, it was new union. Now it is new custom SQL. Why new custom SQL came now? Why it didn't come earlier? What is special now? Right? So these things we'll talk in the next class. Okay. So now, right? So we'll wind up here. So since it's out time, so I have another class now. So right in the next class we'll see. So tomorrow same time. So Diti, as you asked, I'll right change your timings to 1 hour earlier. Right? Maybe in 1 or 2 days. So just give me 1 or 2 days.
Actually, like in the morning you said like at 10 a